Like last game I had a lot of problems activating the Watcher, Avian Watcher. Well, last game it's not even Watcher. My main problem was actually just I was too far behind. Like I actually could have played Avian Watcher, but he had a gigantic board already. I was on the freeze plan. So now I have 2 Frost Novas, 2 Flame Strikes, 1 Blizzard, a lot of control cards for AoE. And then I have more healing with double barrier, double block, technically.
I want to cast a spell.
This deck's cool. It's a control deck, it's very similar to Control Warrior. Get to late game, win through high value stuff. Okay, so my thought process is I don't really have swipe baits. Like, swipe is a very big consideration in this matchup, and I don't really have anything else weak to swipe in a way, and Morris is just too weak to swipe. I like this over Ice Bear because Druid is mostly a tempo matchup. I'd rather my Ice Bear be attached to like a body as well with some healing instead of just pure heal. Probably want to save Frostbolts for a little bit better situation. I think I like this more than Coin Water Elemental, because at this point I can save my coin for Emperor in turn 6. And then I can Flame Strike immediately. I have a lot of options next turn too. It's like against a 4-2 and a 2-1, Water Elemental's not doing much. Belcher did make these decks pretty strong, that's true. Belcher is probably never getting reprinted though, something like that. After N'Zoth came out, I don't even think they can even print something like Belcher anymore. Maybe if they made something like Belcher, like as powerful as Belcher, but without a Death Rattle. I mean, I don't know how you would do that. Like a strong neutral taunt doesn't actually have to have Death Rattle. Like they could have just made the Corrupted Annoyatron 3-5 instead of 3-4 Divine Shield. I don't even know the name of the card, but... I could trade in Freeze, Coin out Emperor. Still leaving 8 on board. My other play is just double Frostbolt, Freezes Water Elemental. This seems fine. I mean, I have coin with Flame Strike next turn if he swarms the board. This is frozen, so it's not attacking. If he spends time, like, if he spends his mana killing Water Elemental, likely I can just play Emperor next turn. Like, he won't have a strong minion follow-up, maybe. Looks like a Flame Strike. I did have to trade my 3-2 into his 5-1, though. I can also Emperor, but I'm leaving him 9 damage. That is Savage Roar. Okay, I'm gonna have... Yeah, that's... I'm at 18 as 4 on board. That should be relatively safe enough to drop Emperor. Can't really play Ice Barrier this turn, because I have no follow-up with Ice Barrier. Probably the best time for this play. Once I get this down, I can combo out some more stuff in one turn. Spell Power, Living Roots, Wrath, things like that, mostly. Oh, that's actually enough. We don't need to cycle right now with Blood Mage, so likely I'm playing Barrier with Flame Strike. instead of Blood Mage, because playing Blood Mage is mostly to cycle. I want to just develop the Ice Barrier, it's more mana. I can still play stuff next turn, even without cycling the Blood Mage.
Another night on the prowl.
It's unlikely Alex here. Alex is more mana efficient, but it's not really about mana efficiency. I'd rather save my Alex tries to heal myself and potentially get a good rag shot here. It's a time where likely playing Blood Mage to cycle. Blood Mage Flame Strike is 5 for this guy, but this guy might die to rag, and I think I want to cycle the Blood Mage. Fireball is largely unaffected by spell damage, not that important. There's not a good ping here either. It's okay.
Bathe in flame.
It looks like I'm getting another good Flame Strike here. See, this is why I added in like Flame Strike and Blizzard are cards that are good in this deck. The reason why Reno Mage had 1 was because of Reno. I don't know how I started this deck with like 1 Flame Strike. That's just too good of a card to have. It's like one of the reasons. I even remember thinking to myself when I was playing Reno Mage, like, one of the cards I would really want to have duplicates of in Control Mage is Flame Strike. Like, it was one of the things that was holding back the Reno. I don't know if Control Mage is ever great. So, a great again is not really a thing. Why no Polymorphs? I actually had Polymorph in my deck. I had like 1 slot, I was changing around, I had Polymorph, and then I realized, like, when I polymorphed the Cthulhu, that I might as well have had Sylvanas in that slot, so I changed Polymorph to Sylvanas, because I could just Sylvanas and Fireball it. I feel like if I have 1 extra slot for Polymorph, I would sooner put in Sylvanas, because Sylvanas stops Death Rattles too. Like Tyrion, you can Sylvanas Fireball. I guess I don't even have any Fireballs anymore, or Torches. Yeah, I don't even have Sylvanas anymore. My deck's just undergoing a lot of changes right now. Maybe eventually I'll find a need to have Polymorph for Sylvanas. And maybe if I have Sylvanas, I might have the need to put in more like Torch type cards or Fireball type cards, so I can actually potentially kill it if I want Sylvanas as a replacement for Polymorph. Because Sylvanas is so much better than Polymorph, there's not actually that many matchups where Polymorph's good. Let's go full value. Could be Control Warrior. I don't even want to play Blood Mage for tempo. Got 2 Frostbolts in my hand. And I don't really need it to curve out right now. I have the Starseeker already. Like, one matchup is Druid that Sylvanas is way better than Polymorphin. Are you going to play Medea's Valley in this list? For sure. Thuriel Arcanist is playable in this deck. I doubt it. It's a big vanilla minion without taunt. I'm not going to worry too much about the Acolyte, I believe. Because this matchup might go to Fatigue. So it might not be the best for me to Frostbolt. I won't go so far as to ping it myself, but I certainly won't be wasting Frostbolt on anything. I'll just do my own thing, ignore it. He might get more value from Acolyte with cards like Ravaging Ghoul, but so oftentimes this matchup goes to Fatigue. And I'll just like ignore it, play stuff like Avian Watcher, Conjures, like just play my minions. Most of my minions have more than 3 attack, so I won't be able to farm them.
Fran's tournament champion.
Ping it to establish dominance. I feel like that's very likely going to get me killed before fatigue, because I'm just giving him so much fuel. We're fighting for resource advantage, card advantage, right? So far I'm trading okay. We're not going to really pressure his armor. Got to win fatigue by having more cards in my deck, or just having more minions than he has removal. Things like Elise, maybe. Generally, this has been a good matchup for me. It's like one of the only good matchups. Well, one of the good matchups for this deck generally is Control Warrior if you build it right, or at least if you build it greedy enough. I'm starting to get a read that he's not Cthulhu. See, he just hasn't played any Cthulhu cards. So my removal is not as important. Removal's more important against Cthulhu since they're on more minions. I could technically like Blood Mage Blizzard next turn, cycle the Blood Mage, get that spell power value for, and then save Flame Strike. Flame Strike is much higher value than Blizzard still. Yeah, like I could outvalue him. If like I have the last minion standing, sometimes like you know, if you outvalue someone, the game doesn't really come down to who has more life. It comes down to who can kill it. Like, you know, if I just have more minions and he has removal, I could just have an Emperor left over or even Watcher left over at the end and just keep hitting him until he dies. Now, this is why Tank Up's kind of imbib, because even if that's true, I have one Watcher left over, it's not even, like, it doesn't even out-damage the Tank Up. Like, Tank Up is so good. Let's... I feel like we need to bait out some more removal before Ragnaros. Or at least get Ragnaros into a better situation where I'm sniping something with more threat, like not sniping an Acolyte. Maybe drop it against a mid-range minion. Like a 2/6 taunt minion. I could try for that. What do you think of Firelands Portal? I had it in the deck, it was underperforming. It was performing okay, but I don't think it's performing as well as an AoE for this. What deck has the most 8-cost spells? Those are the best minions. If you're talking about for Medivh, I can't even think of 8-cost spells other than Twisting Nether and Lay on Hands. So he doesn't even want to cycle. That makes sense. I want to save... if we're going for full value, we have Bran, right? Is it possible that we just go for full value from Bran? What is full value from Bran? Full value from Bran is babbling like multiple books. Bran costs 3 mana. Conjure costs 5. I could do 2 books. Conjure. Bran Conjure is much better than Bran Book because you could choose the high value spells. And I have a lot of my hand cycling AI too. I could also go for AI into Emperor and then get even more value from Bran. But as is, I'll probably wait till Conjure and then play Bran Conjure Book. Bran Scarab and a Torch is pretty smart. Torch gives me more cards in my deck.
What now?
I'm used to playing this match with Archmage.
What now? You will burn!
We might need to do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So I have 9 cards. I play 3 cards, get 4 cards if I do that combo. So we have 9 cards. We're playing 3 cards. 9 minus 3 is 6. Getting 4 cards, 10.
Do you have the artifact?
If we do Bran plus both of these, 4, 5, 6. We have 4 mana to spend. That sounds okay. There's also a good time for Rag. if we're assuming we're not waiting till the end to play Rag and he is going to execute or shield slam it, then this is one of the best times for Rag.
Who knows what secrets will uncover? You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
I like that. Kieran Tor Mage doesn't really make sense in this kind of game because it's a value game. Like that extra mana I gain from Kieran Tor Mage just feels irrelevant. I actually like taking minions over spells even sometimes in this matchup because we're going for last minion standing, meaning just like these extra minions helps a lot. That's a good draw. Let's see, you have 12 against 14. I feel like, do we want to overpower him? Just like start Arcane Electing? I know we have 10 cards, but we could still do it with something else. There's no reason to rush it, I guess. We might have to make that decision next turn if this Doomsayer goes off. Consider AIing. Now I don't have the combo though. I lost my brand, so having a high hand size doesn't really allow me to combo out. Whereas with Brand it kind of did before. I could just dig for Elise, but even then I don't know if it makes sense to draw. Eventually I'll get Monkey anyways. Drawing just puts me closer to fatigues. Like you need time even with Elise. I just give him so much time though by not doing anything.
Perhaps.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
I must not get complacent.
I think it doesn't make sense to play Spellbender. I mean, we're trying to go for value, so we get extra ping in. That's not much because it's just one, but Ice Barrier is like only for bluff value. I can just play it later. Bender I probably want to save for better minions. I wouldn't have actually even played 2 minions here if he had more Ravaging Ghouls because it's so weak to Ravaging Ghoul, but he's already played both Ghouls, so I just play both minions together. Every single minion, even this 1/1 is valuable, so I don't really like Watcher Fireball trade. I might have to just go for like the maximum value. Even like 1/1 chips and 1 damage every turn. At this point I'd probably play, well I could play this guy. Maybe I should play the Spellbender to protect my Watcher. Actually no. We can play the Watcher the Spellbender next turn to protect our Watcher. I'm kind of used to saving spells like Secrets for Archmage, but I don't have that anymore, so. Also, one of the problems against Control Warrior is Gorehell. If he actually runs Gorehell, I'm unlikely to be able to stick with the last minion standing. Most of the other Control mages I played have had like Harrison Jones or Swamp Ooze. I didn't have mana for Spellbender now. I mean, I can probably have other Spellbender minions to protect.
You want it? I got it.
Thing is, having more Power Blast is actually not like, it looks weird because it's like high value card, but I need to try to win the last minion standing and not try to burn him out. And if he's playing Infestatorin, he's likely playing a N'Zoth list. Might want to take the Polymorph instead. So I can Polymorph like a Sylvanas or Chilmol. I don't know what other minions they play with Torn, but Karen actually very likely. They can't only run Torn in N'Zoth, it has to be Sylvanas, Chilmol, and Karen, I guess, the most likely. I can Polypyro minions, that's true, but it's not as good as Polymorph. If you're trying to stop Death Rattle minions, that is. Alright, so no more Bender. I was thinking of using the Bender to protect my Ragnaros. I'm like kind of worried about losing the control wire with this list, because you can only get so much value from Bran, realistically. And then I have 4 secrets, like 2 bears, 2 blocks. Avian Watcher isn't great in this matchup, regardless of how big it gets. Because it's just 1 execute. He is running out of stuff. I could actually win with... I mean, yeah, I could actually win this game. I still have Alexstrasza left in my deck. 1 more Watermantle, 1 more Conjurer. It's time to just start playing minions out. I'm actually, since he doesn't play Gorehell, he's getting low on cards too. Like, I can win with my original plan, definitely. My deck does run a lot of minions. Alex, Rag, Emperor's 3, then you count Watcher, Watermantle, at least 7, Conjurers, 9 minions above 4 mana that are threats. It's kind of hard for a controller to kill that many minions sometimes. That's okay, it's whatever. You can just Pyroblast that. The biggest problem right now is N'Zoth. Because that was pretty good for him, because I could have polymorphed his Sylvanas, but now after I play Monkey, he can play N'Zoth. I feel like I will have to play... Well, actually, let's start by polymorph Pyroblasting it. If he plays N'Zoth early, we can use our Flame Strikes and Frost Nose to hopefully deal with it, but you know, it's very likely that I'm the one that has to make the first move, since he has 60 life, I have 20, and I have less cards than him. So I have to proactively play this. He can play N'Zoth after, which is going to give me problems. What I can try to do is, I still have Watermantle, Alexstrasza, and Conjure, so maybe I should just... That's really good. He has no more executes and shield slam, so maybe what I should do is try to play these big minions first, see if I can force him to play N'Zoth before Golden Monkey. If he doesn't have answers for Alexstrasza, he might have to pull something. He can't exactly just leave this up. Go polymorph now.
I'm almost out of cards.
Brawls to worry about. Unfortunately, I can't polymorph it and kill the minion.
Interesting.
Maybe Conjure here. I'm weak to Brawl. Thing is, this is so weird. I think I have to hope that I get a Frostbolt or something, or a Torch.
I got it.
He's gonna Brawl this turn, I'm pretty sure.
Don't get complacent.
I will name you.
Don't get complacent.
This is more about like board states than damage and tempo. This still makes more sense to trade, because if he wins the Brawl... Now I know that's like only 33% chance, but that's still a big number, and ultimately it's not the 8 damage that is going to win me the game. It's like, you know, whatever board state it gets to, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not the fact that this 8 damage is a big deal, it's the fact that eventually he has to deal with Alexstrasza. So now I'm going to have to Monkey. Even if I play Watermental, it's not a big enough minion. Like, he doesn't have to play N'Zoth, because he can just tank up, and this is only doing 3-4 with my hero power. So I guess I could consider playing Watermental first before Monkey. or waiting. Probably getting the legendary is better. Pretty high value. Not really weak to Brawl. I think he's gonna N'Zoth. See if we get a heal. Thought about taking dagger down. I'm not sure. Plays are in Brawl better by daggering it down. But then it's like, dagger's so bad. Two Taurens, a Sylvanas.
To battle! Reporting for duty.
If he plays N'Zoth here, I actually need to keep going. I have so many big minions anyways. It's more of a tempo after the Elise than playing around Brawl. I'd still rather him play Brawl into this board than to play N'Zoth into the 4 minions here. I mean, there's no way I beat this N'Zoth if I don't play Chromagus. Because I can't even get through, kind of, to trade. Is he gonna have to Brawl here? It's fine, this can crush it.
The battle!
At least I can force out the Brawl and then keep being ahead. I can just spam big minions. I don't want to risk being too weak and then he can do non-Brawl moves. Three. So 4, I take 4, then I take 5, then I take 6. So I die in 3 turns. Oh no. Onyxia into Nefarian. Onyxia I take 1 turn. Next turn I play Nefarian, I take a 2nd turn. So I still have time to play a Bash. Yeah, technically I did outvalue him, but... I can't beat that now. Can't play Nefarian now. I don't think I would win the race with this board. I'm not sure, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 14 damage board, but nah, I died in 2 turns, so...